those two words down. And then I said, fuck trying to control a conversation. Fuck trying to control how somebody treats you. Fuck trying to control what actually happens in your life or around you, right? And then I asked y'all the question of, somebody land this for me. Anybody know where I'm going with time and access? I'm telling you, fuck trying to control these other things. And then I'm telling you to focus on two things. Time and access.
You are in control of your own choices.
No, you ain't, right. That is a true statement. Hold on. That's a true statement. There are a lot of things that we are in control of if we put our focus on it, right? I'm saying write down time and access. Somebody land this for me.
Time and access.
Because your mind can only give the time and access to the things you
to focus on.
What's the word? Pretty much.
The things you apply to.
I think when you control your time and the things that and people that have access to you, it's gonna automatically leave shit out. So all this other shit ain't really gonna matter.
Perfect. So finish. Perfect. So finish the statement for me. What is the point of me having y'all write down time and access? And I'm telling you, fuck control and all that other stuff.
Yeah, fuck control.
It's the most valuable
For what I'm thinking, fuck control. I ain't wasting no time, and I give access.
So
these are the two things that you have control over.
Thank you. Let me hold on, but let me land it. These are not. Let me land it then. These are not the only things that we have control over. There are a lot of things that we have control over. What I'm saying is, fuck trying to control anything else except for what first?
Your time, your access.
Correct.
That people have to you.
Correct. So stop. I want y'all to, but listen now. Stop mentioning other folk when we say this. So the statement is, write down time and access. Fuck trying to control anything else in your life and focus on just controlling those two things. There are other things in your life that you 100% can control. But if you start with time and access, like somebody said, everything else will start to change and start centering and supporting what you're trying to do with your life. Time and access is what you're supposed to be trying to control. I'm not trying to control what other people say to me. I'm not trying to control how you come at me. I'm not trying to control, situations that come up in my life. All I'm trying to do is stay in control of my time, meaning make the most of my time. Time management always, as best I can, to the best of my abilities, and I'm constantly polishing my abilities, so my best is constantly getting better when we talk about time management. When I wake up, my main focus is, how can I get the most of my time? That's point number one. Number two, what do I need to give access to, and what do I not need to give access to in regards to myself? So the statement is time and access. Write it down. Fuck trying to control anything else, including what other people do that may seem like something that you should focus on or fight against or speak up about, and just decide, I'm going to focus on controlling my time and controlling what and who has access to me. These things will in turn control a lot of other things. It's like the 80-20 rule. There is 20% of the shit a lot of times, which is the time and the access, that controls the other 80% of the shit in your life. Time and access. So you got to ask yourself, when I get up in the morning, how much attention do I put on those two things? Because yes, we got all these moving parts and our different routines and things like that, but I will become a better quality person if I'm prioritizing my time, which is the most valuable thing. It's not money. It's not wealth. It's the one thing that you cannot get back. They cannot make more of it. Even like when we talk about individuals and people, right? The world will teach you over time that life goes on. So even for relationships, right? You may feel at any one point, this person, they can't be replaced, or it can't, and then they die and life goes on, or you break up and life goes on, or they betray you and life goes on. Even when you see the idea of family and kids, I talk about this all the time with co-parenting. You may believe that your one child is such a huge deal until you see the other person move on and make more kids, and those children matter more. The one thing that no motherfucker can talk past or try to minimize is the idea that time is the most valuable thing. And then the one thing that you are always in control of is what has access to you. It starts with your upbringing. And then when you gain control of your life at a adolescent age going into adulthood, if you're blessed enough to realize this early on, my choices then take me the rest of the way, and me deciding what has access to me, what I allow to have access to me, who I allow around me, and what they bring based on what they allow to have access to them is going to determine how my life will look. Time and access. And when you're in relationships, right? Once I attach myself to one of y'all, these are the most important things, because guess what? You could be on top of your shit. Let me in your life, and I don't have a sound sense of time being valuable, and I don't value the concept of controlling what has access to me, what I allow to be around me. I'll bring all the shit in your life that you set your life up to keep out. I'll bring the money problems. I'll bring the hoes. I'll bring the drama. I'll bring the gossip. I'll bring this shit with me by way of what I allow access to. And I ain't got to be no bad person to do this. I'm going over some of the concepts that will cause me to allow access. We were just talking about boundaries and what they were for. We were just talking about the concept of understanding the difference between difficult and destructive or destruction. I will allow access to me. You allow me access to you. And so all this shit that come along with me now has access to you. Message. All because you chose to allow me to be in your life. Does everybody understand this? Is there anybody that doesn't understand this?
Yes.
How do you find a firm boundary in there, look? Like with being who you are and what you do?
How do you find the time? What? Say that again.
I said, yeah, how do you do that?
Your phone cutting out a little bit, Dominique.
I'm saying that
I heard you say, how do you find the what?
a firm boundary and stuff like that, when that's kind of like your purpose is like helping people. It's not so much as going along with just being an empath, but it also spreads the knowledge and resources around wisely to people that's really ready. How do you balance what you do?
You're asking me in regards to me, right?
Yes.
So that's a good question. I'm gonna tell y'all, right? So same thing I'm explaining to y'all. Hold on, I need to mute somebody. Same thing that I'm explaining to y'all. So same thing I'm explaining to y'all. I stay on top of my time and my access. So it is pre-decided what people get out of me. Although some people may think that they're getting out what they choose to, or what they get to pull from, or how clever they are, if that makes sense. So what that means is I already have things organized and preset on my end, as far as how much of myself, how much of my knowledge, how much of my time, the access I'm willing to give. And so it's all about being organized and having focus points. So for me, when I get up in the morning, for example, I tell myself at the start of my day, based on what I wrote out the previous night, based on what I went through in my planner the Sunday when the week started, based on what my goals are for the month, based on what I told myself this quarter I got to get done, based on what I told myself for the year I need to get done, that matches my 5-year plan. Y'all see, it's connected to so much that for me, it's like an autopilot now, right? So when I'm out and about, when I'm on the internet, even when I'm in these book club meetings, the idea is I give what I have already decided, right, to give. I allow access to, and I'll put it in a measurable term. Finances, right? Some of y'all that have taken the budgeting and multiple streams of income Zoom with me and other financial Zooms, I talk about having this allotment of funds that this is what I can use to help people. And once it's gone, it's gone. So I have what's called my pot, right? The pot got a certain amount of money that I'm able to help friends, family, whoever that reaches out. They don't know this, but the pot belongs to everybody. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you may feel like, damn, Love let me borrow $400 last month. But then like 2 months later when I asked her for some money, she said no. You don't know that I got this pot and somebody else got to the $400 or however much was in the pot before you did. And so the idea is I always have what has been decided to give to others. They don't know that it's based on discipline and how much access I allow you to have to my funds or what you can get from me. But I know that. And so rather auntie borrowed this or mama borrowed this or I gave it to so-and-so. Once the pot empty, I don't care who got what problems. Sorry. Sorry. And this is an example of having a boundary. The other person don't have to understand it, right? But I understand it. It's for me because I have a history financially of trying to take care of everybody through their looping problems. Watch this. The boundary was put there because of me, not the people. Now, I could play victim and sit here and tell y'all all the scenarios of all the times people beg me for money when I get off one job, work two other jobs. I'm working more than them. I'm applying myself in ways they not. And look what they doing to me. They keep asking me. I could spin the story. It would be the same story, but I could spin it to where you would end up feeling sorry for me. But the way that my mind works in regards to what I'm in control of and how I focus, no, that was on me. So watch this. I have this boundary in place where I set a pot each month of how much money I have, if any at all, to lend out or to help somebody in my family or close circle in need. This pot was put in place not because they asked me for too much money, but because I lacked boundaries in the past and I would give away more than what I had to give, and it would fuck me over to the point where now I have certain financial struggles going on because I stretched myself too thin. It was about me. And so to make me more disciplined, to get me to behave better, for me to build character when it comes to money and finances and me create a more stable home, I set a boundary where only this amount of money is able to be accessed by whoever. And so if you notice, there's no special title. Ain't no mama in this category and she can get whatever. Brother in this category, he can only get no. There is a pot overall based on my total finances, and whoever in need around me, right, comes to me first or comes with the most pressing issue over another. If two people came at the same time, once the pot is gone, it's gone. And it's for self-control for me. It don't got nothing to do with these people. I don't have nothing negative to say about what they got going on. This is an example of a boundary. And again, the people around me don't even know that this is the case. They just know that, damn, sometimes she'll say yes to letting you borrow some money or have some money, and sometimes she say no. And I some of them probably believe it's based on how I feel. But it don't got shit to do with that. So it makes it where, watch this, my feelings ain't even in it. I don't give a damn. If you a friend or family member of mine, if the pot ain't empty and you ask me and it's in there, I'll give it to you. I ain't even got to like you like that. If you in my circle or you're a part of the people that overall I say I care about, you got it. Also, there's a thing about this pot. I don't put in there what I need back. And so you might say, love, let me borrow this. You don't pay it back. You will never see me dub back trying to chase you up for the fucking money. Because again, right, it's a boundary for me. It's based on me. In the past, I would lend people shit I needed back 100%. And it would create conflict. It would create where I get emotional about the payback cycle of you ain't got it when you said you got it. And so for me to dead all that negative energy and throw me off my focus, and I don't have none of that going on. The pot is the pot. You come, if it's in there, you got it. If you pay it back, you pay it back. If you don't, you don't. Either way, when that bitch gone, that's it. Does everybody understand that? Dominic, does that answer your question?
Most definitely, look, most definitely. You crushed it.
And it's the same for information. There are people that come around me and it's certain stuff, like I will sit there and be quiet and won't say nothing. Me and my fiance was talking about this. I was saying to him, for the average person that know me, like I don't say too much to them, right? I wait to see what information people want. Now, if I'm around for bullshit or certain things, like I told y'all earlier, I'm always that voice in the room that's going to speak up. So for me, it's going to trigger demons. You're going to get the fuck on if you on some bullshit. But for the most part, I wait to see what people want in regards to information. And if you want it, I'll give you the world, right? Based on how much time I have to offer. So if you catch me on a day where I got more time than another day, you might get gems that'll cost you, like they say, $1 million worth of gain. You might get all of that for free, depending on what setting. But the idea is, it's based on me understanding what is this going to take from me as far as time, right? Time is money. Time is valuable. Time is of the essence, as they say. And what do I genuinely have to give in regards to my energy, where my focus is supposed to be at? And everybody on an individual basis, this is really how you should view how you go about different conversations or what you choose to put your energy on. Like how somebody said when somebody asks you, what do you think? And you just reply with, I don't. At this moment, I don't think anything. Because if this conversation or this particular thing has the potential to take up more of my time than what I know I got. Anybody ever gave away more time than what they had? And you realize at the end you was mad at yourself, like I done sat up here for an hour arguing with this motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
I was supposed to been left. I done stayed after the event going back and forth with somebody or answering these silly ass questions.
Yes.
Somebody else had a question before Dominique asked his question.
It was me. I was going to ask that. Damn, what I was going to ask? I was going to ask, the scenario that you gave, do that turn into a difficult or disruptive person?
What scenario you talking about, baby?
I don't know. My mind.
Are you talking about back when I was speaking on how somebody will cook you from the inside out with the mind games?
Yeah, just now. And when you gave that scenario, like when you give people your time, like accessing time, like do that turn into a person like that's difficult or disruptive?
You're saying if I don't put my focus on controlling my time and access?
Yeah, it's like allowing somebody into your space, like allowing them the time and the access. Like,
If you let me put it like this. If you think of some of the worst situations you've been in with other people, just think of some of the worst. Tell me, is it not true that once you got a grip on controlling that the person's access to you and how much time you spent on this, whether it was mental or physically in their presence, right? It solved itself. You may have the aftermath of stuff you got to clean up. Like we have a storm, right? There's the broken branches and the down power lines that have to be fixed. But overall, right, with the situation, once I get back in control of how much access you have to me and what I do with my time, the shit then becomes where I am free from this.
Thanks.
Does everybody understand this?
Can you repeat that last line again, love, please, and thank you?
When I finally get control of my time and your access to me, this is when I'm finally free from the shit. If y'all think about some of your worst relationships, it never was about the individual problems that was going on. What truly puts you on a journey of healing or moving forward?
How much time you wasted?
But no, listen to what I'm saying, because you're correct in the time part.
The person still has.
Number one, the access that a person still have, and number two. What's number two?
The time you spent thinking about it.
The time you spent thinking about it, the time you give them, the time that you put into conversations about them, the relationship. Think about this. Whether it's I got fired from this job or I quit or I broke up with him or he broke up with me, she broke up with me, I left her. Regardless, as soon as your mind flips to, I don't got time for this no more and I'm putting my focus on other stuff to do with my time. They don't get access to me and the stuff centered around this no longer gets access to me. That's when you're actually in the move on. You can't get to nothing else without settling this part first. You can break up with somebody. Anybody ever been through this? We broke up. Yeah, fuck you. I ain't with you no more. I don't give a fuck. I ain't with you no more. And then you still allow them access. It might not be the same access, but you still allow them access. The text message is still coming through your phone, or you still picking up the phone, or you still crossing paths, or they coming to the house, or you coming to their house. You ain't really broke up, right? Y'all just said this. When it comes to time, when you look at your entire day, going to work, doing what you got to do for your kids if you got kids, or whatever you do as your extracurricular activities, if outside of those things, you giving that person time out of your life, whether it's you sitting around thinking about it or you physically showing up and doing things that have to do with what you had going on with them, you ain't really broke up. Even though y'all yelled it to the rooftops that y'all broke up. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
What truly determines if you moved on from something is two things: time and access. When something else starts getting your time, that's when the person realizes, oh shit, she's serious. Oh yeah, he done moved on. When they realize, I called their phone, they ain't answer, I text, it didn't go through, or they didn't even read it. I asked so and so to tell them this, and so and so said they told them, but then they didn't even reply back or call me, or I DM'd them. They didn't respond. My access ain't there. That's when a bitch realized this shit real. You can do all the other stuff under the sun. If you don't change what you're doing with your time or the motherfucking access, I don't believe it. And y'all know this because the person will still continue to entertain you or push you to entertain them. Who understands what I'm talking about?
You definitely been through that.
Yes, man.
Even when y'all meet people and they say they single and you dating, it ain't true unless you can see in the access in the time. I can go on a date with one of y'all. Frank, you can go on a date with somebody. You can tell them, bro, I'm single. No, I ain't in no relationship. I ain't. Nobody can say that we go together. Cool. I heard you. Straight up. He ain't in no relationship. She ain't in no relationship. But as I get around you and get access, and I realize that somebody else got access to you. Somebody else got access to you. Like Misha said, somebody else getting some of your time, Frank. You said you single, but goddamn it, I'm seeing time and access. You in a relationship. You can call it a situationship. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can talk all that smooth talk. You can make me laugh, do all that shit. But at the end of the day, come on now.
It's real shit. I'll tell you it is, though. It's been a motherfucker stop
But
talking.
watch this, Frank. You and the other woman or the other person, y'all might not have a title on it. But the fact that they got a certain amount of access and they get a certain amount of your time, goddamn it, it's a title on there. Those two things alone give a title of importance. Because they're important.
I can agree to that.
Does everybody understand the simplicity of this? There's no way around it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. It's the same for religious and spiritual beliefs.